Hello everybody and welcome back to Makeine, Too Many Losing Heroines, episode review number 9. So this episode hugely revolved around Komari and kind of her situation as the president. And I really like when episodes kind of involve her. I don't want to say the most, but more often because I really like her character as a whole. The whole dynamic of Komari is really interesting and really fun to watch as she develops throughout the show. We all know that she's just the shy person in the show, the one with the most social anxiety and fright. But seeing her conquer that as the show continues is actually very wholesome and very fun to watch progress. So without further ado, let's just get right into the episode. So the episode starts off with Nukamizu walking down the hall, and he comes across a certain pink-haired person walking down the stairs, or should I say stumbling down the stairs, to probably one of the most stereotypical anime situations that you could probably ever ask for. And being as it's done in this show, you can tell there's some sort of hyperbole or sarcasm to it. They do it on purpose. It's like they know what they're doing. So it kind of makes it more funny and enjoyable. It's not like, oh, they're doing it again. It's like, aha, they did that thing that I've seen in like 20 different animes. So the pink-haired friend actually turns out to be the one that Yanami lost to in like episode 1, which is the first time we've really seen her in longer snippet than like 10 seconds. We actually get to see the character act, and I like the whole scene they did here. It's just really funny. It just kind of adds some dramatic tension to the scene, if you want to say that. But I did like the comparison he made to 4K and 8K, where he was comparing 4K, like, wow, 4K looks really good, like that's a really good looking picture. He compares Anna to 4K, and he compares her, who prior scenes she was like this shiny, you can't really see it well here, but this shiny bubble of just perfectness, when he says basically she's the 8K. And in this scene we kind of get a first glimpse of what's going on with Komari with the whole festival situation. They're kind of going over snacks that Nukamizu's little sister made, and he's like, hey, can I help with anything, you know, with the paper? And she's kind of confirming that she wants to do this on her own, basically prove to herself that she can do it and prove to others that she's capable of carrying the burdens and the tasks of being the club president. And this is just a quick thing I just wanted to point out, just a quick story. When my girlfriend and I were in Japan in March this year, she actually bought that exact book, Harapeko Aomushi. This is just the Hungry Caterpillar, and every time I see it on her shelf, I'm like reminded of that. And seeing it in my favorite anime of the season was actually just, it was really cool to see, because I'm like, oh, I know that book. I've seen it a million times. We bought it in Hiroshima, I think. So it's just funny to see that. Like, I know that exact book. So this scene also in the library is, I think, pretty important. Komari and Nukamizu see the club president and the president walking down the stairs, and Nukamizu assumes Komari is a little reserved because he sees them dating and she's a little jealous and whatnot, but that's not really the case in Komari's thought process. It's more so the fact that she can't really join them anymore because they're going to be graduating soon. She's so busy with her stuff, and she joined the club and they were extremely welcoming of her, and they made her enjoy school and feel welcome for the first time in her entire school career. For the first time ever, she actually felt like she belonged somewhere, and those two made her feel that way. So the fact that they're graduating, she's so busy, and all those things kind of coming together all at once makes her upset that she can't really do that any longer. So the two people that made her feel most comfortable in the club are leaving. So it's probably a huge thing to come to terms with, especially in Komari's case. And I think the animators just threw these scenes in just for fan service. There's really no, I paused it on the perfect one. There's no really rhyme or reason for these to be in there, unless maybe in the future the costumes come into play. But it's just kind of everyone showing off their costumes. Like, we have one girl Nukamizu actually bumped into in the beginning of the episode wearing a succubus type thing, witch demon thing, and we get Lemon-chan in the OG mummy costume. And being Lemon-chan, being very oblivious to certain things, she has no clothing on underneath the mummy thing, and if I flip one frame, all the boys hear that and they go fucking wild. Anna in her ghosty ghost outfit, this one I've seen popping off all over Twitter. Like, it's, if I scroll through my feed, it's everywhere. This whole costume scene was just, before I got to watch the episode, just plastered all over my Twitter feed, and I didn't want to watch any of it because I didn't want any spoilers. So this was the first time I actually got to see it, and it was worth the wait, I can confirm. So after that, we do get hit with a pretty big scene coming up. Komari collapses or just is exhausted to the point where she has to go to the nurse's office because she's working so tirelessly to finish the festival preparations. So Nukumizu and the nurse are just watching over Komari, making sure she's getting sleep and whatnot, resting properly. And they kind of make a deal, Nukumizu and Komari, as to where he will not write the rest of the paper that's required to be finished if Komari takes the next day off, because he was originally going to take on the rest of it, and Komari strongly disagreed with that. She wanted to finish it to prove to everyone and herself that she could do it. And if Nukumizu did that and finished it, it would kind of be throwing all her work out the window. So they come to this deal, and everyone's just kind of vibing around in Komari's room, and to find out that Komari has a based little sister, and she also copies Komari with the little hair thing, which is adorable. And that's really all that happened in this scene. But more relationship building with Komari and Nukumizu for the most part. So the next day, there's one day until the festival, and Nukumizu goes into class to help set up what he thinks he'll be alone with. In fact, everybody joins, even those that are not in the literature club, to help out, get the power of friendship going on. And Yanami does say one thing that I want to reiterate and say for all the way if people in the back there. She's got the tuna mayo onigiri, and I will say that that is the best onigiri flavor out there. There's no other competitors. You can like other ones, but there are none quite as good as the tuna mayo onigiri. And with Yanami-chan backing me up on that, you can't really disagree, can you? So Nukumizu's little sister did also come deliver some snacks, the food that was required for the festival the next day, and they just have like a cute little bonding moment here. He gives her his jacket, and they just kind of vibe out, walking around the school and stuff. It's just a cute little moment between siblings. The final scene of the episode is Nukumizu and Yanami talking about the preparations. They're in the club room just sitting there, and Yanami actually gives him food, but then ultimately takes it when he doesn't finish it. But the more important point to what's going on here is they're comparing the exhibit to Komari's dedication, feelings, and love towards the literature club itself. So it's kind of like a final send-off in coming to terms with her feelings and the actions that she took at the camp, if we recall back to a couple episodes ago where she confessed to the club president. So the club is kind of representing these are my feelings, I'm putting them out there. This is a final send-off, and once I put them out there, I can move on and come to terms with the way things have come about. And I think that's a really interesting and more fun way to show and portray the depth of Komari as a character. Is not just some shy person, but this character that has extremely deep and complex emotions and portrays them in very creative ways. And then at the end of the episode, we kind of get like a confession teaser again. I think this is like the third one. You kind of know what's going to happen here anyway, because there wasn't super big of a build-up. And we just come to find out that Nukumizu was going to tell Yanami that, hey, the nurse is here filming, so don't say anything stupid. And we know she does that. I like how she's just so nonchalant with it, right in the doorway, right with her camera. And when she gets found out, she does not care. She continues for the shot. And that's what a good filmmaker does. So this episode overall, like I said, was really good. I really enjoyed it. And it brought so much depth and color to Komari as a character, even more than we had before. I really like the episodes that feature a lot of focus on her, because she's an interesting character. All of them are, but Komari has these I don't know, there's something that captivates me about her as a character over everyone else. And I really enjoy hearing about her story and her battles and struggles and where she's going to go in life, because she has, in my opinion, one of the hardest upheavals to conquer, where she's this shy girl, and the things that she loved most, the club and the president and the vice president, not the club, but those two people that helped bring her out of her shell, are going to disappear. So she has to come to terms with that, and seeing her conquer that hill is really enjoyable to watch. So that's it for today's episode of Makeine, Too Many Losing Heroines episode review. If you found anything interesting or informative, leave a comment down below and let me know what you thought about episode 9 and what you think is going to happen in episode 10. A couple predictions here and there maybe. Who knows? Make sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell button so you don't miss an episode of the weekly episode review. And we'll see you on the next one. We're Skeesh.